Welcome back. I'm Tiffany,
And I'm Andrea.
and we are relatively unstable. Don't forget to like, share, follow, and save all of our shit so that we can blow up, you know, and
And
so
quit
that my
working.
mom has company in watching us. Uh, Speaking of my mom, uh, today, so excited. Our sisters are here with us. And you get to share all of the relatively unstable sisterness that is us today. So today we have Lauren Langford Hicks, which is weird, and even
Very.
weirder, Olivia Johnson.
The third one to come out that vagina.
Yeah, yeah. And how can you get any closer than sharing a vagina?
You can't. You
You
can't.
can't unless you happen to meet us 30 some years later and make the invitations for one of our weddings and then join the other one on the
Become
podcast.
a sister.
And then, and I didn't
But
even
guess
share
which one it is.
vagina.
But guess which one it is.
You
You
can't tell.
you can't tell.
No, you can't tell.
So today we have the Langford girls, and if you are from the Detroit area, you
Don't know me.
You said what?
They don't know me.
They know you. They don't know you, they know of you or us.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Not everybody, but of a certain age group, we
And
stepped
for all
out.
those people who thought I was gone, guess who's back? I'm gone. Reset.
I don't know how we're gonna be able to talk. Like I can't.
Reset.
It's just gonna be just a laugh podcast. That's what it's gonna be today. That's it. Like it's not
And
gonna be.
I'm the most consistently unstable of us all, so I ain't gone nowhere. I've been, popping in and out for the duration. Those two pieced out on me. I don't understand why. And they did it so abruptly. In the midst
It's not even
of
like
having
California. It's like snowing. It's a foot of snow outside. But
it doesn't even matter. You're gone.
I 4 hours away.
I have no access to touch you.
Cookies are out here though.
That's true. Cookies, cupcakes, and potato spring rolls.
And potatoes.
Can we talk more about this? Potato spring rolls?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Oh no,
Grandma.
because I don't want because I don't
But we don't
want to
wanna
admit that I
promote
go
that 'cause
into
it's kinda
that
ghetto.
restaurant. The restaurant is so ghetto.
It is so
But
ghetto.
carry out.
There you go. There you
Carry
go.
out.
It's it's cheesecake-ish.
Oh,
They're owned
yeah.
by the same place, right?
Step
Or
up.
the same
It
owners.
is. Grand Lux.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but those potato spring rolls.
They are good.
But I would drive there in spite of. And usually we would have been together several times. But because of COVID and the pandemic or COVID is the pandemic, but because of COVID and quarantine, we haven't been able to touch each other.
Nope.
As a matter of fact, the last time I traveled to either one of them was for Olivia's daughter's surgery in last January. Yep. Where Emery and I sat and kept each other company while Olivia and her husband slept on the couch.
Everybody was worried. Emery's like, I'm straight. Those drugs were not straight. They were not.
So we grew up as a unit of 4. There is a boy, there is a brother. However, we and we're close to him, but the 3 of us have what has been described by some as a cultal or a, this unbreakable, sealed, I don't know, what would you say? Like we've been called, like people either love us or hate us, I feel like, as a unit. Would you say yes or no?
Well, hate as in all of us, or
I mean, I'm the most hateable or the most hated.
There's a common denominator. I'm Switzerland. I'm Switzerland. I just try to stay out of conflict.
I take sides all the time. But if it comes down to taking sides against one of my sisters and someone else, the sisters win every time.
Oh,
that's easy.
There's no question.
Even if I have to pull a sister aside, like, you have to chill. Well, I mean, just like,
she's talking about
turn it down. Talking about you.
Once again.
I am.
She's talking about me.
I am.
My chill factor turns up. It doesn't turn down. Like, yeah. So I mean, I'm getting older, so I think it's like I'm coming down a little bit. And I'm isolated from you guys. I mean, in the world. So
yeah, in the world. Nothing. Andrea, you don't have siblings, right?
No, I don't.
Do you wish you did, or are you quite content being an only child?
Quite content.
I bet.
Quite content. But it's funny. Like I had this conversation with a friend of mine, and she was saying to me, like, she sent me something about another podcast that was talking about like not having good female friendships, and I was like, yeah, I don't really have that problem because like my friendships have to be my family because like I'm not
right.
Like like I'm an only child and I have a relatively small family. So like I literally have I have 2 aunts on my mother's side, 2 uncles on my father's side. Only one uncle had kids, only one other aunt had kids. So like it's super small. So, and then even still, like I don't like y'all know more about me just from being my friends on Facebook than my family even knows about me because I have them in, and they won't see this because this gets shared to my friends except acquaintances, and all of my family are in my acquaintances little filter. So yeah, so like my family don't really know shit about me, and I kind of like it that way. And but my friends do. My friends know everything, and that's kind of where I get my sibling and my sisterhood fix.
Does a dynamic like this overwhelm you?
No, it's actually very fascinating to me. Like I don't know. I mean, like I have my best friend Tierra, who I've been friends with for 24 years now, and like we're close. Like we tell each other everything. We talk about everything. Like nothing's off the table. No shame. Straight up. But like, there's just an extra something when you got like when it's like blood though. Like, so that's something that I don't even know how that feels. Like I don't even know. Yeah. So it's like I still feel like there's definitely something different between me and Tierra and y'all 3, obviously. But like it's just like, and like that's the part that I'm just fascinated by. Like I'm just like, huh. I don't know what that's like.
It's interesting to me. I mean, I feel like because the other side of this is something that is like, and we talk about this often, we don't understand. We don't understand siblings who aren't close. We don't understand families who aren't close, like especially like that sibling dynamic. It's very hard for us to understand siblings who don't like who aren't friends and who aren't like best friends. It's weird. It's like who else shares the experience that you've had like to the minute and can identify with,
these two.
Yeah, it's like, who else can do that? Like, who
These
else
two could like totally ruin everything with any secret. They know all my secrets, like from when I was a kid, like from when I was like 6. So like, and I just say that because my memory is shot probably before that. So Tiffany's isn't, but mine is. But like they could just totally embarrass me for the rest of my life, where I'd never want to come out of hiding. So there's a level of trust that is in the sister realm that, some things you just don't even share with your best friend.
And I can trust them. I would trust them to make any decision on my behalf. Like there's no other person in the world that I could. One?
No. I trust you with everything except my obituary picture. You may not be in charge of my obituary picture.
Fair. But to make any decision that would impact me alive,
would impact, might be for eternity.
I trust them to make to speak on my behalf under any circumstance. Like that's how well I trust them to know me.
Bad obituary picture or not, if I go first, just an FYI, I'm still holding still that I'm going to haunt both of you. Like,
I mean, well, and this is the crazy thing, Andrea. Like, not only are we sisters, we're all Pisces. Oh. And we're born our birthdays are within 3 weeks of each other.
Yeah. Oh. Friday, skip a Friday, and then Dad Friday.
Yeah.
Wow.
Birthday season.
Yeah.
Birthday season.
Yeah. And we've had people who do not care for our relationship. Like we'll get to relationships, but even like girlfriends, like, or not such girlfriends, but people we knew and would hang out, did not care for us as a group, as a unit, because for whatever reason they felt intimidated, or they felt like, I don't know, because we're not bullies. I mean, they're not, but as a group, we're not bullies.
What's interesting, what's interesting is that I'm not, I don't feel like I create or cause conflict, but I do feel like in the relationships where it was strained between somebody else who wanted to, who we hung out with, it was me they wanted out of the picture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm
that's like, true though.
I'm chilling.
But that's because you're like glue, like because you are so like non-contentious, and you have a strong presence and personality. Like, I think for as strong as I am of a personality, that can be seen as a weakness, where somebody could navigate me a little bit or think they could. Whereas you are paying attention. I'm not paying attention. Half the time I was drunk. So like my guard was always down. Whereas
I was drunk too, but I was the responsible drunk.
Yeah.
I watched you were still
alert and like, I'm protective, like a bulldog protective. Like, you can't penetrate the people I love without me coming after you. You're protective in like, we're not going to jail, or nobody's dying tonight.
That's helpful.
It's all needed. It's all needed.
And there's always a check and balance, and there always has been.
And I think Olivia's in the middle of that, that sandwich.
Yeah, she is.
Livy's partying. She's over there gigging, dancing.
I'm about the fun.
But that's outside Olivia, because inside Olivia has her is regimented and organized and on a schedule. Outside Olivia is like a rabid little chihuahua.
full of energy, ready to party, full face makeup, glam squad, outfit on point, heels high, can walk in them without sweating. I don't get it.
Oh, I was about to say, Olivia, can inside Olivia help me get organized? But now I feel like I need to say, can inside and outside Olivia help me get both my inside and my outside together? I need both because I look like a newly born calf in heels, and I barely want to dress up anywhere to go anywhere. So yeah, that's
Olivia is like I put on eyeliner and mascara today because I knew Olivia was going to come with it. And here's the funny thing. This is the irony. Yesterday, I had a conversation with a friend of ours who we used to hang out with back in the day, before all of us were like settled in and separate and all that kind of stuff. So, and I keep in touch with him. And yesterday, out of the blue, I said last week, I was like, I need to catch up with this guy. And out of the blue, he called me yesterday. And on this call, he was like, we were just talking or whatever. And he's like, how's the family? And he goes, Olivia is a bad something else. And I was like, yes, she is. Yes, she is. He was like, man, he was like, Olivia is like, Lauren and I, we did well. We got, but Olivia was as another guy that we used to hang out with. Olivia is like the number one stunner.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Olivia.
Yes.
I can see that.
This is not true.
No, this is true. This is true.
Very
Let
true.
me tell you something.
Very true.
She was talking to this guy. She was talking to this guy, and I remember we were standing in the parking lot after a party, and
that party is a whole story.
We were like, he's about to snatch a girl. He looked over and he was like, oh, I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about that. You don't remember that, Livy? Oh, we drank a lot. That
was the night that I lost the lenses out of my glasses. Do you remember that?
Where was it? Where was
we
were at Captain. We were at Captain.
Downtown? Okay.
Mm-hmm. I lost the lenses out of my glasses, and I fell all the time, but I fell.
Oh, we were on the roof. Yes.
Yeah, and wait, now how things come full circle. The song I fell to, I'll never forget this, was "Hot in Here" by Nelly, which is now.
Yeah, you were.
Olivia, you were 100% there.
Lauren, text me the name of the guy.
Oh, please. Keep talking.
And wait. And here's the other thing. I was carried out of there on the back of another guy.
Oh, there you are.
Is shot. I don't know that, Olivia. I don't recall.
Everybody knows and loves that Olivia.
Wait, look at her face. She's like, oh yeah. Okay, maybe so.
Oh.
Wait, did you see that look though? Wait, she was like, oh.
Do you know who the other guy was?
You said what?
Do you guys remember who the other guy was?
No, he was completely dismissible.
No.
Oh.
And he knew it. He knew that man had no chance.
I think that was a fair assessment.
He just kept talking. He's like, oh, please. She's embarrassing in this parking lot, but go ahead and try.
I think that was a totally fair assessment because, I can't, no. But we had so much fun. And not even just as young adults, but as kids too. Like, we never, Andrea, got into a fight. Yeah. Like, we never fought. Like, you hear about sisters fighting or people like, come get these girls. That was never us.
No,
I've had one
bicker here and there.
Yeah.
No physical.
I got into it one time with Lauren over the phone when we were like 19 and 16.
And we both had little boyfriends.
We both had little boyfriends, and we had our own phone line. And I won't say I got into it. I'll say we got into it. And then Olivia tried to come at me when she was like 18. I think she was about 18. And she was really...
Olivia was something else when she was about 18,
She
19.
was really being sassy. And she tried to check me about a car. And she came at me about one of our dad's cars that I was driving.
I was a working professional. I needed the vehicle to go to Dosha Vita at Northland Mall. I needed to get there.
I gotta get to Dosha Vita. I remember that. I remember that being the issue. You know what's so funny is I was looking for my sweatshirt that I was going to wear today. It's on the back of my chair. I don't know. It's been there for probably a couple of weeks.
Is hilarious to me.
Oh. I don't know if that one or the Greenfield Plaza building where I just basically stood there and read books.
Oh shit, I forgot you worked there.
These earrings are from there. I still have them.
See, we need a Greenfield Plaza here. Oh yeah, Olivia. Oh my gosh, Olivia is she takes care of her stuff and holds on to her stuff and including money and I'm not the same.
And I'm at the bottom. I'm at the very bottom of that metric. I don't hold on to shit. I mess up everything and I forget everything.
Olivia,
I'm trying to get better.
Teach me your ways, Olivia.
I don't even listen. I'll come on here all the time if this is how y'all gonna talk about me because I don't know this person.
Olivia is the closest to Aries, and like
yes she is.
And I feel like she's picked up some of that Aries energy on top of being our father's child. And then Lauren is like right in the middle, and I'm like right at the end of February. So those are all, but I'm not close enough to Aquarius to be anything like an Aquarian. So I think those all kind of make up some of those dynamics that where we're all similar because of our experience and because of our parents and our family. There are so many things that are unique to us. For example, Lauren is quite handy with the drill.
Yes. So, but I need somebody to tell me how to get the bit out because it's just spinning. So anybody wants to tell me how to get this damn bit out, I would really appreciate it.
Oh, wait a minute. That's not what you're supposed to do on this, right?
Yeah, but it's not coming out.
You're supposed to turn it.
A lot of people would disagree.
Well, obviously, this is why nothing lasted long. So, I mean,
listen, I've got my listen. So I got a whole project going on back here. Let me turn my camera back. Those are holes that I drilled in the wall. One of them was a practice hole I drilled in the wall, so I marked off. So I'm trying to go back in there.
See, I don't do any of that shit. And Olivia is like very. She takes her time. She's gets herself together. Olivia laid out her clothes and shit like that. Like that's Olivia type stuff. So that she,
I used to just be like this. Oh my God, I can't wait until 9 o'clock because that means I'll be at work. I mean, at school, and that means I'll have found some socks to wear. That's how it was every morning.
Lauren is like, which khakis am I going to wear today?
Which white button down should I wear today?
White button down in the winter, white t-shirt in the summer. That's it. It's a uniform.
And khakis. And
I don't do khakis so much anymore, but I used to. That used to be my thing.
Right. And I'm like, whose clothes am I stealing?
I was actually considering wearing something of one of you guys, and I was like, wait, she's got my stuff right now. I don't have any of her stuff anymore. Like,
She gave me her Obama t-shirt when I was there in January.
I did not give that to you. Nor did I give you my red outfit that is probably, where is it?
It's in my closet. I mean, you didn't ask for it back, so.
Oh my God.
It's been a pandemic. Where were you going to wear it?
Around the house. That was my Christmas outfit.
It's fine. It's safe. But the Obama shirt she did give me.
I did not give that to you. I don't even recall you changing your clothes that entire weekend. So I don't know how you got that shirt.
I actually did not change my clothes that entire weekend. I did not shower that entire weekend.
We sat on the couch the entire time.
You know what's so funny is that's what these two can do that I cannot do. These two can sit on the couch, cuddle up with each other, or sit in the bed. For me, bed is, I'll get in the bed 10 o'clock and then I'm out by, I don't know, 5:30, 6 o'clock.
Right,
and
then Lauren's like
I'm
this.
not thinking about the bed.
This is her. She's like, what can I do? I have to do something. What can I do? I got to do something. Wait, and then she's like this, playing with her mouth. Got to do something. The day she got married, I expected us to sleep in. She was up at like 5 a.m. thinking and doing shit.
I wanted to work out.
We did.
That back fat.
I didn't.
I was hoping I could just burn a few more calories of back fat before walking down the aisle.
Andrea, and that's the thing with us, like, we can't. You look fucking amazing.
I did not succeed.
But wait, Lauren, show us your shirt. What does your shirt say?
Oh, don't touch me.
Boobies.
Her boobies look extra big lately. And so
I did not have surgery. Everyone, no surgery.
Andrea, we told her the other day her boobs look like yours.
Oh. Welcome to my life.
A tight shirt and a push-up bra. That's all it is.
Olivia and I have no spatial boundaries.
No.
And I don't want to be touched.
We have no physical boundaries whatsoever and never have. Like, I remember one time, we were outside of Dad's house and we were all walking in the house and Olivia and I just started wrestling on the grass. I had a child, so we were adults. And Laura's like, look at these two. What's wrong with y'all?
I've never been like that. And it's hard for me Dory has had to get used to me as a spouse. So he sits on the couch and, I'm sure he wants me to sit with him. I sit on the exact opposite side of the couch and want my elbow room and my space. And I've always been like that. It has nothing to do with the person or the people around me. I just
unless you're a dog.
Like to, except for my doggies, they can sit.
But Olivia is like that and I'm in the middle of that because Olivia is like that with anybody. I don't want it's like pretty much Olivia is like the only person that I can do that with, and maybe Robin because she's she needs
you and Robin are very cuddly.
Right. But I have to sleep. Like, I need my space when I sleep. I like to sit by myself, all that. So, but Olivia is like a little cat. Like, she can just cuddle forever. And, but the two of us, I think it's just because that's what we've always done. Like, when she was little, she would crawl up in the bed with me, like in our little bunk bed, and she would crawl in the bed with me and sleep with me all the time. So, like, I think that's just because that's what we've always done. Lauren, like, I use touch as a weapon against her. Oh, and she did punch me. She punched me for hugging her one time. Like, reactively. It was like a reflex. Like,
we were in Kmart, weren't we?
No, we were at the 248 lounge. And so we were going down the stairs to go out, and I went and hugged her from behind, and she just turned around and punched me.
You were brave.
And wait, and then one time she was going through this period of time where she had like this major fucking attitude.
I don't
And
know what my problem. It was long standing.
she was just being a little biatch.
I was
And
horrible.
we were in my apartment.
I agree. I was horrible.
Thank you.
I don't know why
Thank
I
you
came
for being
over.
accountable.
Why'd you invite me?
You had a key.
Were you guys maybe you guys had some food I wanted. Because I was horrible.
But I mean, no, but that's the thing. We don't even like not be around each other if we have an attitude. Like
That's
it's just
true.
like, okay, we're supposed to be around each other. So one time she comes over and I just couldn't take it anymore. Now I'm in my underwear. So she really doesn't want to be bothered with me in my underwear. I just had to like literally lay her out on the ground and just lay on top of her, like for her to knock it off.
Oh, you have no idea how excruciating that was. Because I could not move. And I was mad, but it was funny. But I was not going to laugh at that shit. But I was... Because I wanted to be in my mood. I wanted to stay there. I wanted to exist in that angry space. And I did not want to laugh. And I wanted her off of me.
That's our job. Like, I feel like Olivia and I, like, that's our job, to be silly, to get like you out of your mood.
I am the serious. Okay. Oh yeah. So I am the serious sister. Like I'm wound up tight. I am not relaxed. I am not chill. I mean, I'm not like, I'm just like this.
But the irony of this, how were you as a teenager, Andrea? Are you the same person you were?
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Like I was pretty like not overly happy, but not overly sad, like just kind of in the middle. Yeah. Yeah.
So Lauren was like the wild child as a teenager. Lauren was hard-headed, and she's like she was the one that like skipped school to do shit that most teenagers are not brave enough to do. Like this bitch was in Ohio during the school day. Like she would leave for school and drive to Columbus.
I did.
Like she would do shit like that.
Wait, and this is before cell phones. This is like I was like, Dad, how do I get to 75 from here? And he wasn't thinking my daughter's about to drive to Ohio. She's about to go to Cass Tech. I was like, how do I get to 75 from here? He's like, you just go over there. And I had a little piece of paper that said, go to 23, whatever, north, south, east, west.
She still doesn't know how to find 75.
In parentheses, sugar stacks. Like turn at the sugar stacks. I did.
And she would get her. She would.
I didn't do that kind of stuff until my early 20s. Like I would just do very random, semi-dangerous things in my early 20s. So yeah, but like like in high school, like I never even skipped school in hait school.
Let me tell you when I started skipping.
She skipped school before school started.
Yes. So my parents, I was telling Dory about this last week, I think. So, we went to a private school in the suburbs. And so you were green. Yeah. So we went to school in the suburbs, private school. And my parents put me in the summer program to get used to going to a public school downtown Detroit and, slow roll me into the program, the process. Fast forward maybe like 3 weeks in, I was in a math class and a science class. Math class I went to because that teacher did not play. Science class, he was not paying attention to anybody. And so next thing you know, we're walking down Grand River, getting on the people mover and going to Trapper's Alley every day. Every day. And I remember one time I was like, all right. And my dad would come and pick me up after the little class thing was over. And I remember one time I actually was like, okay, I'm going to be good. I'm going to go to the class. So I went to the class and I was like, this is boring. I don't know what he's talking about. And I slid out of my seat to the floor and crawled out. This is somebody who just got out of 8th grade. I crawled out and left in the middle. And then one time I left my science book at Dunkin' Donuts and had to turn around, get back on the people mover. Now this is a lot of quarters. I didn't have any damn quarters. We're supposed to get all these quarters to go back and get on the people mover.
Right.
Had to go back and get my book. And I just knew I was busted. And my dad picked me up and, you know, he's again not thinking that his daughter's skipping school. He's like, I figured you didn't see me, all the umbrellas up here. I was like, nope, sure didn't.
Wait, and then look, so we grew up, Andrea, like we were quite sheltered. Like our parents were, our family was, you know, like we just didn't have any life experience outside of our neighbor, Rosedale Park. Like that was our life experience. We went to Catholic school, we went to Catholic church, we had this tight family.
At our grandparents' house every Sunday.
Yep.
Every Sunday or every weekend. Like we had no experience. So Lauren also, like that, was it the freshman year, Lauren, when the dude pulled the gun out on you? Lauren wanted to take the bus up Grand River.
Oh yeah, Grand River bus.
And some dude pulls a gun out.
Because he missed the stop and the bus driver didn't want to stop. So he pulled out his gun. The bus driver stopped.
This isn't our life experience. This isn't our life experience. Lauren was doing shit that, you know, as the older sister, I was like, because I was doing none of it. Like I was so square. Like so square. I was afraid of boys. Like, but I was dropping my sister off at a boy's house. And wait.
Okay, let's pause.
Wait, no, let's talk about this. I think I can say this. Her freshman year. Yes, I can. Her freshman year, I'm looking out the window. She's got so much nerve. She had this dude pick her up from the house as a freshman, like just pull up. I'm like, who is this dude picking you up? She was like, just don't say shit. Like basically, it just was.
Who picked me up?
I'll tell you, I won't say his name, but I used to say he looked like a horse. He was on the basketball team.
How did they get away with that? Because see, what our dad did have is a very strict no dating until you're 16 rule.
He did.
And I had a boyfriend at 15 and I figured close enough. And so I remember I had...
And he was so nice.
He was so nice. He was. He still is so very nice. And my dad, who was so nice, was so mean to him. He thought my father was just like the devil, but he was more mad at me because what I was doing was having Jessica drop me off at Dairy Queen on McNichols and Outer Drive. Or wait, where is that Dairy Queen?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. If we take a second, a moment of silence for some Dairy Queen, I would love some Dairy Queen. I miss it.
And I would have him pick me up from Dairy Queen. And we go on our little date. And then something happened. She got in trouble. She couldn't pick me back up from Dairy Queen. So we were like, all right, well, you can just drop me off. Cause like, you know, it's dark. Nobody's going to see anything. And my father was always in the right place at the right time.
Always.
And his ass, he came outside. Oh, I don't know if I ever told Mom about this story. So anyway, he came outside and he turned, the boy I was with turned the lights off in the car. Like now he won't see us. He won't see his bright light daughter sitting in the car and this dude dropping her off. And I was like, no, that was Jessica. It was not Jessica. And my father's like, I know what I saw. And my mom was like, my daughter told me that was Jessica that dropped her off and I'm gonna believe her. And my dad's like, well, I know what I saw.
Can we talk about playing mom and dad against each other?
Oh my God. Boy. Sorry, Mom.
If Hey, you could have just said it was your Uber driver because Jessica got sick.
Just right. God bless her. She even called and left a voicemail message on the recorder. Hey, Lauren, it's Jessica. You left your lipstick in the car.
Jessica,
that's a good ass friend.
I was a little bit of a hater. Like, I was a little bit of a hater. For whatever reason, I thought I was above all this shit. So while
why did you think you were a hater? Let's not think.
It wasn't thinking.
You were.
Tiffany was. Tiffany was
a hater.
I'm like, if I'm not having a good time, nobody's having a good time. Until I started having a good time, then everybody.
And then she wanted everybody to have a good time.
I mean, that's how this works. So Lauren, I'm gonna tell Lauren, as soon as I tell you who it was that picked you up that time, you're gonna be like, oh yeah.
He looked like a horse. I knew who you're talking about.
Oh, okay. Because Lauren was like Miss Popularity. She was a varsity cheerleader at Cass as a freshman. And so now, the irony is Lauren is like the most responsible one, the most like consistent. Reserved. She's like got all her finances in order. She said what?
Great. Fun in 8th grade. I'm done.
Yeah. Me, I'm like, oh look, that's pretty. Let me buy it. Like, add cart. Lauren is like, what are my stocks doing today? Like,
oh no, that's not true. No. I'm add cart. I'm definitely add cart. Matter of fact, speaking of stocks, Dory was watching. He has this stock show that he watches, all the time. Wait a minute. I watched this while he was watching the stock show. I watched this chick named Emmy Maid on Facebook taste about 10 or 15 different Kit Kats that they make in Japan.
Ew.
Priorities. Hashtag priorities.
I'm like, you do that. I want to see how the strawberry Kit Kat tastes. So no, I'm on some bullshit. I'm on some bullshit.
Yeah.
They're nasty unless they're the original, first of all.
No, she had some good ones. She had like a dark green matcha. Is that how it is? Maca?
No.
Yes, whatever.
There is a matcha and a maca.
I would taste the matcha one though.
What?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah. Absolutely.
No.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There were some really good ones.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So no, I'm not. I'll check my 401k here and there, but I'm not doing. He's learned the stock thing, not me. I've learned to add to cart.
But she's like, she fixes stuff. She does all that. She's like very like I would say maybe around. I mean, but Lauren's always been like the adult. Like right after, as soon as she graduated high school, she like became an adult. As soon as I like turned 23, I lost my adulthood. Outside of being a mother, I think I stayed an adult as a mother, but everything else around me, I made bad decisions. Like, and the reason I know I made bad decisions is because my sisters reminded me of that.
Still will.
Yeah, they will. But that's the thing. Like, sisters' jobs are like to check you. Like, it's like their job is to make sure you don't waste your WAP, but support you if you do.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's like how I could like sum up what
That's a really good way to describe how we are responsible for each other.
Yeah, don't you think? Like, like I remember one time I was like about to go somewhere with somebody, and Lauren was like, "You know what? You're better than that. You are better than that. And
I need to take notes to figure out who we're talking about.
I'll tell you who.
I have a feeling. I have a feeling I know who this one is.
Straight asshole today.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know who I'm talking about. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Straight asshole. Yeah. Like, I 100% agree. Like, ugh. Like, you know, unfortunately, it couldn't stop anything that happened before that. But that night it was like, oh, and that's who I'm going to listen to. While I'm hard-headed and don't listen to much, like it's hard, you know, I don't listen to much, but it like more so even than my parents, that voice will stay in my head. Like, okay, she really knows that this is a bad decision. Nothing good will come of it. And she's like also a peer. So she sees something on the outside that I don't. But at the same time, if I go through with this bad decision, she's going to be there to hold me through it. Because if we fight each other on it, we'll never get through it.
Right.
You know? And so I imagine like you, Andrea, we have friends. Like we have friends who we would say, oh, that's my best friend. But many friends
These are my best friends.
Yeah, these are my best friends. These are my best friends. Many friends have come and gone. I even had, let's tell this story about tuberculosis.
Wait, you didn't have tuberculosis?
No, nobody
I didn't have
tuberculosis.
Nobody.
I didn't have tuberculosis, but we had a presence in our life that we named tuberculosis because, you know, tuberculosis is TB is short for tuberculosis. And so, so this person like recorded my phone calls, like recorded our phone calls. She went after a dude that I was kicking it with that I really liked, you know, she like got in the middle of that. She then said that she spread mad rumors about, I think, at least Lauren and me. I don't know if Olivia got the rumor.
She might have left Olivia out of that. She
might have left Olivia out of that.
Despised me.
She spread like mad, like, and nothing that, I mean, shit that, you know, today we're like, well, if we did it, we'll own it, but we weren't doing the shit. We weren't doing it. And she said to somebody, we could be friends if her sisters were dead.
Yeah, it's like, maybe. Yeah.
Who says that?
I don't know if you told me that.
Oh, I'm sure you knew.
But
maybe we kept it from you because you're feisty, but.
That is so fucking rude. Why would you even say that?
Who would say that?
That's
like, this is somebody I let into my house. I let, you know, like, she really wasn't even part of like the circle we were part of. She didn't grow up in that circle, nothing. We brought her in.
Yep.
And then she like was like this hurricane. Like she was a straight up infection.
She came in, she was funny, she was engaging, you know, kick it, like just like super fun, and then flipped. It was really weird. She probably didn't flip. She was probably slowly, you know, doing her crazy person shit, and then just blossomed into the psychopath that she actually is.
When you said that she recorded your phone calls, that reminds me of like the whole Linda Tripp, Monica Lewinsky.
How
she was like her and Linda was like super cool. They was like confidants and talking and hanging out and this and that. And then Linda was like, here's all the receipts, FBI, like all of them, like what?
But this is the thing. She recorded, we were both in a mutual friend's wedding. That's how we met. And she actually recorded the mutual friend talking about me because she baited her into saying stuff about me.
Right.
Wow.
So, I mean,
she just created a whole mess.
she created a whole mess, and it really like turned our whole shit upside down. Like we fell out with so many people because I was so naive and trusting, but then it was so out of my control because I didn't have any experience with that type of behavior. But then that's where Lauren and Olivia come into play, because it's like, okay, well, we can be mad, and we are mad, but we still have each other. And we all know the truth, and we know what we were and we're doing. And it's so funny because one of the things she lied about, Olivia was doing her homework. Olivia was like doing her homework, and she lied on the people that she like turned us against. You know, I can't say whether she lied or not, but she started a whole bunch of shit. And
she can't have all this real estate. Fuck her.
Right. Okay. But the point is that things like that come into our relationship as sisters, and we are so confident in each other that there's no questioning. So she could have my other girlfriend and I question each other, and we did, but I'm not questioning these two.
Right.
Like ever.
Nope.
I'm not questioning their intent ever. Like we might fall out. Like Lauren and I had a little bit of a thing this summer. It was like probably one of the most emotional things we ever had. But the way we talked it out was, the way we talked it out was, first of all, she was strong enough to come to me and say, what was that? And I was able to explain myself, and she was able to receive it, understanding that I would never say or do anything purposely to hurt her. And if I did, she would know that it was, and this isn't the case this time, but she would know it was coming from a place of hurt from me, which is not something that everyone is mature enough or can let go of their ego enough to accept,
See, and I had a similar, well, not a similar situation, but I had a situation where a third party, a girl that my best friend and I were friends with, came in and said some shit that she said Tiara said about me. And I was like, nope. Like, I know Tiara better than that to know that she said that. So like, I know you're lying. So like, I don't even believe you, because Tiara wouldn't ever say anything like that about me. And like,
where does that even come from as adults?
Like, it's weird, so weird. And but the if there's any good part about it is that it is comforting to know that you got people in your life that if you hear some fuck shit that they supposedly said, or supposedly, you can be like, no, that's not Tiara, that's not Lauren, that's not Tiffany, that's not Olivia.
Got mixed up somewhere along the way, or something got made up somewhere along the way.
That's not how it went down. And like, I might want to know about what happened, but what you said that they did, that did not happen.
Right.
So that is, oh no.
Oh, so what's that? What is that?
Are we losing her? Oh.
No, there she is.
I'm back. Hopefully we got all
that. You had a nice quote up. How do you disappear and you disappear professionally? My Wi-Fi, I was just like,
if you guys can all see each other, we're good. But if Mom, our viewer, is used to our technical difficulties.
I gotta get my Wi-Fi.
So I think we're good.
Okay, cool.
So there is something to be said for trust, and I think that's just really and I know that not every sister relationship is like ours. I've seen sister relationships that almost look like ours, but it's so funny because we recognize it as, everybody has their thing, and it's not right or wrong. But people try to relate, and we're like, you really can't relate to this.
Even you can't. And even if you fold in the brother of ours, like I would, he makes me want to throw knives at him sometimes. Freshly sharp knives at him. But at the same time, like I have that little boy's back. Tiff has that little boy's back. Liv has that little boy's back. And he needs us to have his back.
I have confronted children over him. Like children. Like I have driven around looking for a child who was bullying him. I have confronted grown men over him. Like I am like, we're all very protective of him. And he,
and he doesn't recognize it. He doesn't recognize it. But I think to some degree, maybe he does, but he still fights against it.
He fights against it, but he knows where to go when he needs it.
Oh, absolutely. I see my phone ring and I'm like, what, little boy? But I'm glad he calls. I'm glad he calls.
Same. And I'm like, okay, he and I are the bookends. And,
they are like they are so much alike and so different. Like they're both so extreme bookends in their own ways. Liv and I are just swirling around in the middle.
In Los Angeles.
It's whatever.
But Adam and I keep it fun and fresh.
You keep us on. You keep everybody on the toe. What the hell are these two doing now? What contractual decision are they making now? Oh.
Adam calls us with shit like, oh, by the way, I had a baby.
Okay.
Adam calls us with that kind of thing. I'm outside.
I love that you liked being an only child. And the reason I say that is because I am a woman of a particular age. And should I have a child, unless it's a multiple birth, it's only going to be one.
Right.
And I'm from a big family and I see big families and, and I feel like, oh man, I'm going to, if I have a child, I deprive them of, the big family experience, but oh well.
But the thing about that is, Lauren, like you married somebody who's from like,
yes,
you couldn't get more similar of a dynamic than
no,
what
you know what?
were.
And what's so funny about that is I was thinking about that in preparation for this call. And so where we're 2 girls, 1 boy, they're 3 boys, 1 girl. And so the dynamic is very similar and very, very different. So, but like, and what I mean is that, Courtney grew up, so his sister grew up with three boys. And, so she banters like they banter, where I grew up with, with 3 girls. And so, we have more, I'd say more boundaries, more sensitive boundaries where, guys, they just keep going and going and going and going and going. It's just like no room for feelings. And so they speak very differently. But like if Dory is in a funk or, feeling down, his siblings can pull him out of that in ways I can't. They know how to
recognize.
Yeah, and like I actually love it when if he's like quiet or just like not in a good mood and they FaceTime, it even if he is like, they get on my nerves, his spirit lifts up. And it's, and I recognize that, they know boundaries that I don't necessarily know in terms of what will make him, perk up. And so, and that's just a dynamic that we've all spent the last 40 years plus.
Right. And because that, like, that there are moments or emotions that only we can navigate with you. And it doesn't have anything to do with Dory. It's not anything about your relationship. It's more about what our relation. It's not what your relationship isn't. It's more about what our relationship is. And him having you and your understanding that is important to be. And I think that's one of those things that throughout our lives, our adult lives, all of us have had to, you know, Andrea, you can probably speak to this with friendships and relationships, but with us, like we've had to navigate often relationships and our, you know, dynamic. Whereas, you know, like all of us as women have had to navigate dudes hating on our friends, or, you know, your friend is just lonely and miserable and doesn't know what she's talking about. No, my friend knows me and she knows you're a dickhead. You know, like, no, it's, you know, it's like, no, she knows what makes me tick. And for us navigating relationships, so often it's like, if, you know, it's overwhelming or it's threatening if you know, we run to each other instead of that person. And I mean, that's been all our lives.
And like, so Tiara got married young. Like, she got married at 24. And so yeah, I mean, she is
like 24 was so fun though.
Right. And like, so our approach to relationships, and also she is finalizing her divorce, and she's very excited about it. She's very happy for this new stage of life. But it's so we've navigated relationships differently in you know, monumental times of our lives. So like, when I was like dating and having these crazy stories and traveling all over these places, meeting all these guys and doing all of this, she was like, well, I'm married. So like, so it was a different dynamic. And it also, you know, I'm the kind of person where I want to, like, if you come to me with a problem, like, I'm going to be like, I consider myself pretty emotionally intelligent. So I can read whether you need advice or whether you need an ear. But if you need advice,
that is intelligent.
help, if you need advice or help, I'm like, all right, well, let's, like, okay, like, I'm action mode, like, let's do it, let's go, like, what do we need? And it took me to realize that, like, I can't necessarily be that person for her all the time, because now she has a husband. So like, where I was like not that I wasn't there for her, but I left space open for her to decide whether she wanted my help or her husband's help. And kind of like, I didn't want to step on his toes or, you know, try to impede into their relationship, because I was like, well, she's like, she's building a life and building a family with this man. So,
that's,
you know,
very
I can't.
grown up.
That was very.
I know. We're like, wait, all of us are like, what are you talking about?
Look, we're like this.
Like, where did you learn that?
Store.
Where did you learn that? Where did you learn that? Because we didn't learn those boundaries. Like, in our family, your business is everybody's business, and everybody's business is your business.
Yeah. So
like, where did you learn that?
You know, I don't know. Like, I just felt like I just didn't ever want to be like, I never wanted to impede or be like I wanted to be still a good friend, but I wanted them to have their space and to be able to live, you know, and handle their situations without me.
You were 24
coming
too,
in.
right?
Yep.
Yeah, no.
That's very grown up.
No. Wait, Olivia's boyfriend wrote us a letter apologizing for his behavior, and we were like, fuck this.
So, you know what's so funny is that they benefit from my really shitty memory. I don't remember anything. So, you know,
Lauren,
we fall
you don't
out.
remember that letter? No. Oh my God.
Look at Olivia.
Olivia, you don't remember it? Maybe we didn't tell you about it.
Oh.
Olivia had a boyfriend that wrote us a long letter apologizing for his
bad behavior.
For his bad behavior. And Lauren and I were like, I can't believe you wasted all this time writing to us because we don't give a shit. We still don't like
that. Sounds about right. Sounds about right.
That's hilarious.
I'm not a very like I'm emotional when it comes to animals. I am emotional when it comes to, if I see somebody on, homeless, I'm emotional about that. I'm not like an emotionally intelligent person. So I am not somebody you come to for comfort. I've moved on from dude in the letter because I don't even, whatever. I'm going back to Andrea's story. So like, you come to me for comfort. It might not be a good idea. It probably wasn't, the best idea. Come to me when you're ready to problem solve, because that's what I do. I'm not good at the comforting part because my mind goes straight into, okay, next steps are. Like
she is not lying about that. I'm like, I'm not ready to problem solve. I just need you to fucking listen to me.
Well, then you need to call Olivia.
But Olivia will be like, I don't know.
Call mom then. Call mom. Don't call me.
No, Mom, I love you, but you'll let me sit right in it. Olivia will be like, I'm so sorry, Tiff. I love you. Now, Olivia is good for giving you the love. She tells you she loves you. She's like, I love you, Tiffy.
I do.
Lauren gives you the tough shit. I'm like, fuck, why did I even? Lauren's like,
no, don't come to me for soft.
Right. Or she won't even say it on the call, but you'll get an email or a text with a link to something that's already been done for you. So she doesn't, it's checked off her box. You don't even have to think about it again.
I don't know why I've always been like that. I have never been soft.
But I don't know what my role is in all that. I don't know. Because I don't think I'm a great problem solver. And I'm not like great at empathy. Like,
you are good at empathy. You're good at empathy with us.
But, and this is the thing that people don't understand. I'm good at empathy with you guys because it's not hard. I don't do well with things that are hard. And you guys are, I know you, like, I know every fucking cell. Like, I might not know, like, be able to relate to everything. Like, I can't relate to your, all those fucking lists you keep, even though right here I have my own list. Like,
I have lists everywhere.
Paisley? See that paper product?
That time.
And that was just there. Like, and with Olivia, I can't relate to like her, like, just ability to, Olivia has a strength that I don't have. Olivia, when she makes up her mind to do something, it's done. Like, there's no turning back. Like, I don't have either one of those qualities. I'm quite on the fence about pretty much everything. But with these two, I know, I always know where I stand. Always. Even if it's not in a good place, I don't have to question that. And even if they're not thinking very highly of the moment, I know of me at the moment, I know I can always, there's not a, they wouldn't hesitate to pick up the pieces for me. But my empathy is quite limited, to Lauren's point. It's quite limited to what's easy. And I know what they've been through. And I'm not saying bad either. I just know their experience. So I don't have to think about it. I don't have to think about, well, what would a person in that position do? Or what would a person who grew up like that do? I know how they grew up. I know, I know what has influenced them. So it's not hard at all. I don't have to think about it. I can be empathetic because it's like being empathetic to myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know what their mom was like. I know what their dad was like. I know what their brother is like. I know what their, like, I know where they were on March 1st, 87. Like, I know those types of things about them that make them, I know what's made them who they are. I know who their friends were. I know what their friends were like. I know about Olivia getting, called home from school because her shorts were too short. I know, I know that, I know that kind of shit. And I know how my mother reacted to that. So I know all that stuff. So it's not hard. That stuff is locked in my memory. I don't have to stretch. I'm not a good stretcher.
But I have
That's
to
what makes
imagine
having,
that for who's that, Olivia?
No, I didn't say anything.
no, I was
Oh,
just saying that's what makes having sisters so good is you don't have to stretch.
But you know what? And I think that probably what I don't have a huge a core set of outside of my sister's best friends. I actually recently lost one. Not to death, but to disagreement.
I mean, but Lauren, fair. And we got your back on that, fair. But the thing is, I'm gonna let you finish your story. But the thing is, we know exactly everything that happened. We saw it from the outside and the inside.
Right. But I have to imagine that to come across somebody, at whether you're in your 20s or your teens, and you meet somebody and you develop that level, a certain level, that level of trust where you can tell them absolutely anything, like a Tiara, tell them anything, no judgment. They know when you need comforting, they know when you need solutions, they know that has to be a really cherished and special relationship, because it is somebody that was not forced into your life by your parents' Valentine's Day rendezvous.
Our parents, it was the summer at the lake, because we're all winter
time
babies.
at the lake. That when
Mom
it's time for the annual,
her
they spawned at the same time.
I'm going in.
That's so it has, there has to be, there's something that I do envy those sort of girlfriend relationships that I don't have, because I've just always defaulted to these two. Those are my friends, and anybody else can come, they can come along. I make friends, but like my friends.
Yeah, but but also I think that you also have to know, because so Tiara is my, my comfort friend. I go to her when I need an ear, when I need comfort. She also is a pretty good problem solver. Who I don't go to for comfort, and I go to when I know that I am in I need someone to talk through this problem and give me solutions and give me advice, I go to Jackie, Mark's wife.
Mm-hmm.
She is that person. I don't go to her for comfort, not because she is incapable of it, but that's just not her strength. And she'll tell you, that's not really her strength. And it's
we
fine.
all have our skill.
Yeah. So I don't and that's the other side of it. You can't look at friends that you have to honor their strengths in whatever they are doing.
Yeah.
And, however they are. I'm going to always fail if I go to her for comfort instead of a problem solve. It's not going to be a good fit.
Right.
But when I need problem solving, that's it. That's who I go to. And and then I get exactly what I need. And so I think people, sometimes I think people look at that as oh, well, maybe she's not as good of a friend as somebody else or whatever. But that's not the case. You have to play into other people's strengths and honor that.
That's a good point, Andrea, because I think that might be a skill, even discerning that, I would say, is not a skill that I even developed until probably the last 5 years, because my expectation is for everybody to be who these two are to me.
I was going to say
So-
that. That's where I've had issues in terms of friendships. It's just I've always thought like, well, whatever happens, you're going to be here, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like I realized, oh, that happened and you're no longer here, you know? So that was devastating to me. And I didn't know what to do in that space because I knew my relationship with them. And it's like, I can't, like I can't just say to someone, you know, oh, I know your strength is this, so I'm going to deal with you on that level. To me, I'm like, blah, to every, you know, like friend I have. And then I don't know if it's too much for that one person or not, because I'm like, well, you're like my sister. And even if it's like, you know, I don't consider myself as a great friend. Like, it's just not, I don't consider that, like, I think I'm a good friend in the sense that I am there when you need me to be. I will, you know, cheer you on through whatever, you know, you need an ear, whatever. But if you want to talk every single day, or if you need somebody,
I don't have that
consistency, that's hard for me. And that's always been hard for me. I'm, you know, like, just because I have, you know, like, to me, from where my last conversation was left off with you, I can pick up 2 years later, 5 years later, and it'll be nothing. And to you, you're like, I haven't spoken to Olivia in so long, and and you're taking that personally. Whereas I'm like, nope, time stopped, you know, like,
right. Because, and the thing is, we're so consistent with each other. And I think like, so I really did. And I think I've grown in this way a little bit. And that is just accepting that all my friends aren't, and including myself to them, aren't going to be in the same space. So Andrea, to your point, like, I'm glad you and I met, you know, that you met Lauren when you did, because here's the thing, like, so let's take Facebook for an example. If somebody requests me as a friend, like a Facebook friend or whatever, if Lauren is connected to them, they are an automatic add. I don't ask any questions. I don't do it, you know, like,
it shouldn't be though.
It shouldn't be because, you know, there are some questionable people that went to school with y'all and that, you know, and have made their way onto my page. So
they're the anointed ones. What are you talking about? They're the anointed ones.
Shut up. I have to tell you about that separately, Andrea.
But I'm like, okay, whatever. Click accept first, ask questions later. But if it's like, you know, but if that same person, if somebody who that person and I are the only connection, is probably still sitting in my request box from 6 years ago.
So 9-year-old friend request.
I absolutely have 9-year-old friend
request. Delete it. Why don't I delete it?
I don't know why. Because I always think maybe I'll understand what the connection was at some point. But I will say this. Now I know that Facebook fucks with you because my son's father came up in my friend suggestions. And given that he's setting the world back 150 fucking years, Facebook, you know me better than that.
Right.
I know him and I don't want to know him. Let's just put that out there. Back to what I was saying. We set these expectations. And, you know, I give you so much credit. I think it's a skill that, because you didn't have sisters, it's a skill that evolved in you far more naturally, where we had these expectations. We would, you know, be so naive to think we could trust anybody, be so naive to think anyone had our back. And whether it was man or woman, you know, whether it was friendship or relationship, we had such we never fell. If we fell, we didn't fall far because there was somebody to pick us up or to have our back or to make up for it. And to be able to accept other people is a hard thing when there's dissimilarities.
And I can totally understand. Like, how like the relationship between you three maybe shifted your expectations of what friendships could be. I 100% get that, because you're like, but I mean, here I am, and I'm just gonna, like Olivia said, I'm just gonna tell you everything. I'm just gonna tell you everything, and then you just like you accept it, and then you tell me everything, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how it should be. That's how friendships should be, and you should be able to. I mean, maybe not with everybody, but you should be able to find people that you can do that with, and that you can be like, yep, like this is my person, and I'm going to tell you everything, and I don't feel any shame about it. You can tell me anything, and you don't feel any shame about it. But no, that's just not how it goes. That's just not how it is. And I am very I really, especially over this past couple years, I have really paid attention to how I feel when I'm around people.
Yes.
I am like, even if there's not a particular instant or incident that happened that made me feel something, if I don't feel right around somebody, like they'll get, and I think we talked about this in an earlier podcast, they'll get some Andrea, but they won't get all Andrea. Like they'll get a very limited, a very limited amount.
Yeah. It's hard to give your whole self when you've been accepted for your whole self. But somebody says, I don't like that part of you, and I'm going to not accept it. Whereas they'll accept every part of you.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, I 100, and I love hearing that from you, Andrea, because I admire that. I admire that you can do that and can express that. Like we were so, like our family was, and I love you family, kiss on the lips, like it, even little things like my friend, because I have cultivated a lot of girlfriends over the years. Like the girlfriends that I've had since since 8th grade, and I only had one friend then, but then I accumulated a few more in 9th grade. Those are the ones, those are the ones that have stuck with me. But to be my friend, them too. You know, any one of my friends has their number too. Has my sister's number too. And Lauren was in my friend's wedding. She was in my best friend's wedding.
And we were all out there.
And Olivia was there too. Like, and she actually asked my father to give her away. Her father was still alive. But everybody who knows us knows that we are a package. Like you can't, like if you try to get between us, you're fighting a losing battle.
Absolutely.
And so for us to then, but it hurts us because then we don't necessarily understand what you've just described, or we had to learn it. We've had to learn it as adults. We didn't know that as kids. So I have these friends, and friendships evolve. That's the thing. Our relationship doesn't evolve. It's just consistent. Our friendships evolve. So while we as people evolve, our relationship doesn't evolve because it's just there. But our friendships evolve. So like I was talking to a girlfriend of mine yesterday, and she told me something that I did for her, and I'm like, I did that? And she was like, I consider you like, like just the top of my friends because you were there for me when I needed you to be. And I'm like, I was? But for her at that moment, my skill worked, because I will show up with groceries. If you're sick, if you're pregnant, if you're whatever, like I'm going to show up and take care of you in that moment, but other moments you might not be able to rely on. But I was like, oh, okay. And then I think about, my friendships, and I'm like, there are friends that I have quite in-depth conversations, which I need. That's what drew me to you, Andrea. I was like, This bitch is like, she's deep, she's silly, she's random. Like she's all the things.
All of those things.
She's all the things I need her to be, because you're on the other side of town from me. But what you can't do, or what you don't have the time to do, or what you don't have the capacity, or what you have to give to somebody else, these two do.
Mm-hmm.
From New York and from Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
It all works.
Chicago.
Lauren sends me cookies and shit. You know. Olivia calls me with a pick me up because Lauren doesn't want to talk on the fucking phone.
I cannot stand talking on the phone.
Olivia,
like when I have to dial out, I get confused.
Olivia and I, one Saturday, Olivia, when was that? We sat on the phone for like 6 hours.
I could not. I would be in tears. I would be like tears would be streaming down my face.
So wait,
but we didn't do anything.
So Lauren, so how do you feel about the new social media wave of Clubhouse?
I'm not getting on that.
Listen,
getting on that.
I it's like, and not to derail the conversation, but I just want to say
this is actually important.
Is that so all my friends are on Clubhouse.
Wait, I'm sorry. What is Clubhouse?
So
Libby deactivated all her social media.
So Clubhouse is like, it's a social media app where people have rooms, and then you join that room, and then it's all audio. So people just talk. And as someone who used to use
there's no visuals, it's just audio.
There's like you literally, you're in this room virtually, obviously, and you just see like people's profile pictures as like the people in the audience, but the only thing you can interact with is their voice. So you can so there's like moderators, and then so they control the room or whatever. They can bring you on stage and then allow you to talk. And then
this already shows you how like my level of friendships, because no one has even asked me to be in their Clubhouse. Like, so that I can even know that this existed.
And I did get an invite, and I meant to talk to you about it, Andrea, because a friend of mine sent me an invite. And first of all, we all know I use Android, not iPhone, but I have an iPhone just so I can talk to you bitches on FaceTime.
What are you
wearing? I don't know how to use it. Huh?
Are those my shoes?
I don't know. And so look, and so I did add it, but I haven't been in it. I don't know what to do with it, but I meant to ask you because I was like, Andrea's going to know what to do with it. I don't know what to do with this shit.
So as a person who also hates to talk on the phone, like my boyfriend was really like super, like he still is very much into it and very like pro Clubhouse, and wants me to get on there and market my businesses and all that kind of stuff, which is fair and fine. However, I don't like to talk on the phone, and it feels like I'm talking on the phone, and even worse, it feels like I'm talking on the phone to strangers. So that's like double. That's like double, like hell no for me. Like I'm so straight, and he's gonna listen to this because he watches. Your mom and him are the only people that listen. So he listens, and he's gonna kill me for this, but yeah, it's like not really my thing because I hate being on the phone.
Oh, you just solidified me not going in there. Like that's all of it. No.
And look, so I don't mind talking on the phone too much. As a matter of fact, like one of the hardest things about having to be in the fucking house is not having my time. Now, I know Lauren probably got sick of my calls in the morning, but like these are the people, like this was my commute. What we're doing right now was my commute to work. So that was the only time I really had one-on-one time where I could just express myself, where I could get what I needed from them, you know, while Lauren fought with her dogs or while Olivia was
I always
getting
had to have these available because I'd be
Yep.
on the train and I had to, you know, pull the microphone close to me because the train is loud and the bus is
Yep.
loud and the dogs are loud.
So I'm not, you know, I can be on the phone, but like with Olivia and I, it's so funny because Lauren, I pulled out a picture. I didn't post it on, the only reason I didn't post this picture on social media is because while I am an open book and I feel like our family is an open book, you would have seen exactly how foul we were living as people and children, because the room was a fucking
we were
mess.
messy.
We were messy as shit. We didn't give a hell, and our parents didn't make us clean up a goddamn
They were like,
thing.
"There's a lot of you, and you have a lot of shit." I give up.
We had shit everywhere
They were
in this picture. But this picture, I sent it to them because, or I don't know if I sent it to you guys or I told you about it, but in this picture, Adam was on the bed, Lauren was on the floor, and Olivia was on the ottoman at the bottom of my parents' bed. We always hung out in my parents' room. So one's watching TV, one's looking through a catalog, and one's like, you know, looking at something else because we didn't have phones to be looking at. It's just very random, just in the same room, doing 3 different things, not paying attention to each other, but only in the room because that we were good with being around each other. And there were no expectations that we had to entertain each other. There were no it was just like that presence. So like when Olivia and I were on the phone that day, we were on Duo because again, I don't have FaceTime. So when we were on Duo, and it was just like every once in a while, her daughter pops in. Like we really just sat there being in the same room with each other, if you will. No expectation for entertainment, just there.
But that's what I think. I think that's like what it is about me. I like that connection. Like I love, like I know a lot of people hate FaceTime. I love FaceTime. Like I will FaceTime. I hate being on the phone. I've always hated being on the phone. Even as a teenager, I didn't like talking on the phone. But you can FaceTime me any given moment. I don't care because I just want that connection. Like, as I said, I'm a good friend when we're together. If we're apart, you know, I don't know what to tell you. But
that's the mama in you. That's mom in you.
I guess so. I love it. I don't know.
I'm like, oh, Andrea's got her FaceTime going. That's and for me, like I don't like random FaceTime. Like I don't like my me time infringed upon. but a warning.
I don't know what that even is anymore.
But a warning, like, hey, can I FaceTime you? Sure. But nope. I'll take Emery's little face anytime.
Oh, anytime. That's the only reason I will join FaceTime is because there's a chance that a niece or nephew is gonna pop in. That's how they get me. I love my little people. My big people know how I am, and they know I'm probably taking a nap if I have any downtime.
And it's so bummy. Like, I'm like, I need this girl to be up and available. And she never watches the TV shows that I send to her to watch. Never.
You don't watch our shows. It's you.
I'm not watching that bullshit.
Don't mention, excuse me. No TV show names. No TV show names.
I'm not saying them. What I'm saying
but I'm not watching the bullshit that you watch. I send you important stuff to watch and you don't watch it.
I do important shit for work. I want to watch bullshit.
I do important shit for work too. What the fuck?
I'm not saying you don't. I'm saying you have the capacity to continue on, like watching shows that make you cry and shit. I don't need that.
I don't need that.
I'm not saying my work is important. I'm saying it's boring. I want trash. I want trash.
It's what mindless television. My job is.
Yes. Mom calls it brain candy.
Oh, look
at Sammy.
Hi, Sammy.
She's like, bye.
Bye.
So what have we learned today, ladies? Being sisters is awesome. And then
But
there's also a flip side.
Your own sisterhood is awesome too. I got you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just about to say the flip side is if you don't have sisters to reject your TV shows, you can live your fucking life.
Idiot.
I'm like, shit. I've been trying to get her to watch one show for like a year and a half, and she still hasn't watched it. One series.
That's a lot of time to dedicate.
It is. I mean, it's 7 episodes, Lauren.
Okay, so I need to know these shows. So
I'll send you a whole list.
Okay.
You want hers, you don't want mine.
Watch her shows. You don't want to.
My shows are fucking good. Regina King fucking directs them.
Who wants to say?
I do love Regina King. She's
I like her.
a friend in my head.
I like her, but I really don't want to think that much if I'm watching television because
neither.
I don't get to watch television that much. I basically live in a black hole or a black box.
We'll tell the black box story another time.
That's a different story.
That's a good story, though. You'll enjoy the black box story. It has to do with tuberculosis.
Oh. I'm so
Andrea,
glad
you and
that
I
that's
can
in my
revisit.
lexicon now.
We can revisit that one next time.
Okay.
That bitch. Anyway, there's good and bad to both. But I think that I will leave us with this. I love my sisters, and I love that Andrea has come in. And I will say this, that there are not a whole lot of women that can come into this force field, into this cult, into this clique, into whatever you want to call it, and be accepting of us and jump in and allow us to be us. And you are one of those people, and I know I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
And I appreciate.
Wait, why? You let me cuddle with you?
Yeah, we can cuddle, but it has to be. but the air has to be on because I'm a sweater, so I sweat a lot.
I am too, which is why I don't cuddle.
So yeah, like right now I'm a puddle. Okay, I got this hot ass laptop on my lap. I got the sweatshirt on. I'm hot. But
I have a t-shirt and my window is open in Chicago. Oh wait, my desk is messy. In Chicago during a snowstorm. And my picture's sweaty.
Like, I got my sweater. I got my little thing on my lap. I got my heater going.
Oh my gosh, no.
But also, just one more thing before we close this out, because I know that this is going to be a question to our viewers because we have so many of them.
We do.
I know that we probably need to have a whole podcast on the Langford serum game because everybody's skin here is like it's like glowing. It's like, so we should probably do a podcast on that as well. Just
hold up. Let me just comment on for me, she's at the bottom right. The little one who keeps her shit in a refrigerator.
Not me. That's Lauren.
Like that. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. The short one who keeps all her shit.
I love my refrigerator.
She keeps
Dory
her shit.
Dory put a ginger ale in there. I'm pissed.
Lauren, not only does she buy like top of the line products, she keeps her shit in a refrigerator in her bathroom. Wait, matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna go back. There's a picture I took when I was in Chicago one year. She's not new to this game. She's been keeping, she had a whole shelf in her refrigerator dedicated to her nail polish.
Yes, a whole shelf.
Not food.
No, not food. Lauren is a rule follower. That's the thing. Lauren is
the rule I'm very into rules. I
don't follow shit. I do just enough to keep me out of jail and alive. Lauren follows all the rules.
Wait. So you're supposed to put fingernail polish in the refrigerator?
It lasts longer. Mm-hmm. Oh. It doesn't dry. It doesn't get all gooey and glue, and dry out. Mm-hmm.
Well.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want a rule, Andrea, go to her.
Let me know.
She loves a fucking rule. She loves a guideline. I mean, all that shit.
There's a reason for it.
She
The reason is because then nobody talks to me. Nobody tells me, hey, you're not supposed to be doing that. So I just follow the rules so I can do me.
Yeah.
And I ignore everybody who tells me I'm doing something wrong. I'm like, okay.
I like rules to a fault. I will say I do like them too myself.
Olivia does like rules too. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Yeah, I'm like 1 foot in, 1 foot out on rules. If
I admire rule breakers, I'm just not one.
Yeah, me too.
I like to watch you guys.
I don't think you do. I think I give Lauren like I give them.
You
both
do give.
anxiety.
You make me sweat. You do.
More than Adam?
Yeah.
I think
Absolutely.
so.
Absolutely.
Why?
Absolutely.
I'm just asserting.
No, you are, but it's just I don't know. I expect it of him all the time. With him, it's more so, okay, when are you going to do right?
Lauren and I have actually sat and said, she's alive, right? Like, I mean, if you call her in the next hour, you let me know that she's alive.
True.
I love it.
But what you know is, unlike Lauren, I'll answer the phone if I am alive.
Depending.
I might not.
Yeah, with Lauren, I'm like, maybe.
It depends on your level of mad, Tiffany. It depends on your level of mad.
It does.
I do get mad. I don't get mad. I just get what? It's not mad. It's
whatever it is.
Resistant.
It's that
I get resistant. I think I get resistant. I don't get mad. Lauren will answer the phone and make you feel bad you called her because
I don't mean to. I really don't. I don't mean to.
She'll be like, hello.
Hey.
She answers as Evelyn Bernice.
Whatever.
Yes. Olivia will answer, like, if Olivia doesn't answer in a good mood, it's A, surprising, and 2, it means something's really wrong.
That's true. Olivia does answer in a good mood.
She usually answers in a good mood.
Because I'm like, the phone is ringing. Someone wants to speak to me. That's not 4.
You know what would make it better if you still had a 313 number or a 248 number. That would be cool.
There were reasons.
Yeah, well.
And whatever, but I still liked it better when you had a Michigan number. You're a Detroit girl.
Oh, I didn't even take.
Ladies, we ask everybody, and I don't have to ask you because I can make you come back. Will you come back with us?
Absolutely. Please.
My glam squad, my writer, and whatever else I had asked for.
I don't want to have to take it off, so I don't want to. Don't send them my way.
People, I need all of what I asked for. Oh, and I didn't get the questions that you were going to ask beforehand. I asked for that.
I think we just winged it. We just wung it.
Is that the same as your moose-eye?
Moose-eye. What's the plural of moose? Moose-eye?
Okay. But mooses
Yes.
don't sound right.
Moose is the moose eye.
I'm here for it.
Oh my God. Ignore her. Like she. We did not wung it. We allowed you to be your authentic selves, which is what we are so grateful that you brought to our show today. And so for those of you who have missed the Dandridge sisters, they have joined us today and they will come back.
Absolutely. You guys are the bomb. I love relatively unstable.
Thank you. Plug it. And, given that we have a bonus sister, she even has the curly hair.
Mm-hmm.
She has the cozy sweatshirt.
The only thing I'm missing is the skin. That's it.
No, you're not.
Oh, yeah, your skin is great.
Pretty great.
Your skin is great. She's got a cat.
Exactly.
More than one.
She's got big boobs. We all have. She's got big boobs. She's got curly hair. She's got a cat. She glows in the dark. She had the one episode. She was literally glowing in the dark.
Literally glowing in the dark.
Oh my gosh.
She likes pizza and snacks.
Mm-hmm.
All the time.
I'm like,
sounds like a sister to me.
What else? She hangs out in DC.
Oh.
That's our spot. Our godmothers live in DC.
Yes.
Who happen to be sisters.
Yes.
Lauren and I just took one each. Olivia got one.
We did as adults. Oh, you'll be my godmom.
Yep.
We were drunk.
And it works.
It'll work.
It works. So, ladies, thank you for helping people to understand a little bit more about how relatively unstable I am personally, and how we connected with Andrea, and how this all came to be, because you are part of me. I love you guys. I miss you guys too. I miss you. And anybody who stuck it out with us for the full time, like, share, follow, save, repost, all that shit. Download it. You don't have to fucking listen to it. Just download it so it's like shows that you downloaded it. Do all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
We're good for it.
But you do want to listen, because we are quite hilarious. But
I agree.
Just download it and let the shit play. It's all right.
And every once in a while you get to see pretty faces like this.
Yeah.
I'm not doing my hair next time though.
Don't. I washed my hair only because it was a tangled ball. Oh, well, and I'll leave you with this.
I lost a lot of hair today.
Tiffany is having Savian blank.
Savian blank.
Before she gets on her Peloton.
I'll leave y'all with that. Ask questions later. See you. Bye.
Bye.